Of all the martial arts masters throughout the world, there's none more shrouded in mystery and mythology than the Shaolin monk. Feared for their deadly mastery of wushu kung fu, the monks of the Shaolin Temple train intensely for decades to perfect their craft. As a result, Shaolin monks routinely perform superhuman feats of endurance, mental strength, and defy physics, all in the name of enlightenment. Ready to meet these otherworldly assassins up close and personal? Let's get it on! Iron Hand. A key part of a Shaolin monk's training is building up immense strength in their hands so they can break through extremely solid materials without feeling any pain or sustaining injury. Their insane hand strength is due to an intense training technique called the Iron Hand. Much of this training involves strengthening the ligaments and tendons of the hand by repeatedly striking hard objects that are surrounded by sand, canvas, or leather. Shaolin monks can break through concrete slabs like they were matchsticks, pound a tree repeatedly with no pain or emotion, and perform finger stands. Basically, just a handstand for people who like showing off. The Shaolin monk is one martial artist you don't want to shake hands with. Unbreakable head. Smashing yourself over the head with a steel bar doesn't seem like an ideal way to spend an afternoon, but for these monks, it's just another Tuesday in the Shaolin Temple. According to masters of this amazing martial art, by redirecting energy to their skull and brain through intense meditation, Shaolin monks can apparently hit themselves with extreme force and feel no pain nor incur any damage. The mastery of pain and the toughness of the body is something kung fu masters are famous for, and it shows with this insane display of physical and mental strength. The iron bars split cleanly in two and the monk hardly even blinks. There's no marks, no redness, no cuts or bruises. We're not exactly sure how this can help on the battlefield, but any enemy would think twice about messing with a dude who breaks iron bars over his head without flinching for fun. Bending spears. A Shaolin monk spends their life fine-tuning every part of their bodies to become impenetrable shields of armor, capable of withstanding even the strongest of blows and sharpest weapons. This means a kung fu master has no weak spots on their body, and they can prove it. In this display, two long wooden spears are propped, pointy end up, into the monk's neck. A few steps forward, and instead of piercing the soft tissue of this Shaolin master's neck, the spears bend against his weight, dangerously close to snapping. You can see the intense concentration and strain against the body, but somehow, it's mind over matter for these mystical monks. Again, not a super helpful combat skill, but you never know when you're going to need to stop a spear with your neck and live to tell the tale. Flexibility. Most people struggle to bend over and touch their toes without splitting their pants or putting their back out. Shaolin monks, on the other hand, easily contort themselves into impossible shapes and positions as part of their training. Wrapped around trees and poles looking more like pretzels than fearsome kung fu warriors, these mini monks show just how flexible you need to be to succeed in the discipline. Children as young as 6 years old display impressive acrobatic maneuvers, sometimes looking more like gymnasts than martial arts masters. At this young age, pain is real, and children fight through the tears while doing the splits on top of narrow poles. In the end, these gravity-defying students with joints of rubber will reap the benefits of the intense training. Dexterity. Becoming a Shaolin master isn't something you can do part-time. It's a lifetime commitment full of intense, grueling, and exhausting training. Even before the sun rises, a monk is deep in a 2-hour meditation session before embarking on a climb of more than 1,000 stairs, followed by hundreds of specialized exercises. This training transforms the mind, body, and spirit, and monks develop exceptional strength and dexterity in preparation of their final test. To become a Shaolin master, part of the final test includes a specialized skill, one that demonstrates his dexterity and strength. One such skill is a routine on the monkey stick, and the most difficult of finishing moves, monkey up a tree. It requires perfect balance, perfect speed, agility, and dexterity, but a flawless demonstration will earn approval from the examiners and acceptance as a Shaolin master. Walking on water. Back in the day, walking on water was spectacular enough to be called a miracle. These days, walking on water is a miracle routinely performed, well, kinda, by Shi Liliang, a monk from the Quanzhou Shaolin Temple. After more than 9 years of training, meditation, and carefully monitoring his weight every day, Shi set out to do the impossible. The eager monk built a runway of thin plywood boards connected by cloth over a reservoir of water. While the boards did float, anyway from above, and they would quickly sink. Shi got around this by quickly quickly and lightly stepping on each board with his toes as he runs across the surface of the water. Once he perfected the technique, similar to how a water strider stays afloat, Shi Liliang was unstoppable. In October 2014, Shi sprinted 118 meters across a reservoir, stunning onlookers with his graceful run on the water's surface. Not content with this achievement though, Liliang was back again in 2015, smashing his own record as he managed a distance of 125 meters across a river in the Fujian province of southeast China. Great, now the Navy has to worry about torpedoes, submarines, and Shaolin monks. Needle through glass. One of the most difficult of the 72 Shaolin arts is the practice of throwing a needle through glass. This skill involves insane strength, coordination, and precision, and takes over 10 years of training to master. Captured on the Slow-Mo Guy's YouTube channel, Master Feng Fei throws a sewing needle at a plane of glass 3 feet away. Behind the glass panel is an inflated balloon, which is held there simply to pop to demonstrate if the throw is successful. With devastating force, the fine point of the needle pierces the glass, sending tiny shards of glass flying and popping the balloon before the needle bounces back towards Master Feng. It's an unbelievable feat, one that couldn't be replicated by Slow-Mo's Grutchy, even with several attempts from close range. His throw was valiant, but he only managed a tiny dent in the glass. Once again, we're not sure how this skill can translate into the real world, but anyone who opposes them may want to board up their windows, just in case. Two-finger push-up. We've already seen how a Shaolin monk's hands are conditioned to be rock-hard killing machines, but their take on the modern push-up is equal parts impressive and intimidating. At some point, Shaolin monks decided that normal push-ups weren't hard enough and started subtracting fingers until each entire body weight was supported by just 2 fingers. You can see the intense concentration on the face of these monks as they support themselves on as little as 2 fingers across both hands. Of course, not content with this achievement, many monks then progressed to the 2-finger handstand just to rub it in further. While fingers aren't everyone's strongest body parts, it's definitely something these monks can count on. Synchronized Kung Fu. One of the hardest Shaolin arts to master is that of synchronized kung fu, the ability to perform flawless routines while moving in perfect unison with other kung fu masters takes decades to perfect. 2 kung fu masters performing in sync is amazing to watch, but how about 26,000? In 2018, students of the Mount Song School of Martial Arts in Henan Province in China put on the most impressive, large-scale synchronized kung fu demonstrations of all time. To truly appreciate the magnitude, discipline, and effortless grace of these Shaolin students, aerial cameras were used to capture the unbelievable sight. Students jumped, grappled, kicked, sparred with poles, and performed complex acrobatic maneuvers, all in exact unison with their fellow classmates. A single Shaolin master coordinated the commands while the 26,000-strong class demonstrated their tireless discipline and skill. And I thought 2 synchronized swimmers was impressive. Weather resistance. A warrior that shows no weakness to the scorching sun or a soldier that does not slow down in the bitter cold snow is a truly terrifying opponent. Mountain monks train to resist extreme temperatures and conditions as part of an ancient meditation ritual called Shugendo that allows communion with nature and the ability to withstand extreme changes in the environment. In this ritual, monks trek high up into the mountains before stopping at a riverbank to meditate. The monks then wade into the ice-cold water, unaffected by the Arctic-like temperatures where they can remain for minutes, completely emotionless. Monks adept in this practice demonstrate almost supernatural control of the body, with no lasting effects once the ritual is complete. Likewise, at the Shaolin Temple on Songshan Mountain, heavy snowfall doesn't stop these monks from their daily training and martial arts exercises. Training for all conditions gives these formidable monks a truly enviable advantage on the battlefield.